Okay, welcome everyone to our today's webinar and thank you for joining us. So my name is Udo Schneider and I'm the sales director at Mirasys. Today we're going to present in the webinar the models of Spotter V9, our latest VMS, and also talking about the licensing. So just a little housekeeping before we started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your Teams control panel. I'll try to bring them up during the webinar or at the end. We have enough time to answer all of your questions. It is also important that you may type in also your email address so that we can reach you if I'm not able to answer your question right now, so that we can answer them via email to everyone who has this question or who is interested in that. So, okay, I do hope you can enjoy this Advent season a little bit. Also, we have this pandemic situation and we are very limited. So, and I do hope also that everybody is well and healthy. And let's see. Let's start. All right. Okay. Our agenda for today is, first of all, for the newbies, I want to talk about Mirasys itself, who we are, what we are doing, etc. Then I want to go through the V9 spotter models itself, talking about the license structure. Then we can also talk about the upgrading within V9. Then talking about upgrading of older versions to V9. And at the end, we want also have a look to the mixed configuration. How can I match version 8 with version 9, version 7, version 5, etc., etc. if I have different versions in my structure? So how can I manage this? And at the end, as I said, we have a Q&A session, question and answers. So, and I do hope that I would not leave you completely blank and disrupted in that case, that you have maybe some questions. So let's go through it right now. Okay, let's start with some slides about Mirasys itself. Who is Mirasys? Mirasys is, oh, yep, I was too quick. Mirasys is an VMS software provider based in Helsinki in Finland. And we are now over 23 years in the business. So we are founded in 1997, so 23 years right now. We are a global acting company. That means we are operating in over 40 countries right now. So mainly in Europe, in the United States, in Southern America, as well in the APEC area. And we have also subs in South Africa and also, I think, a partner in Australia. Our general philosophy is that we try to build up an open platform architecture. That means that we are able to adapt to other third-party systems in a very easy way. That we are also open to all the camera providers that are in the market. Either they are speaking their own language or they're speaking ONVIF. And it's sometimes very tricky because some of the ONVIF capable cameras are not really speaking ONVIF. In that case, we must be very flexible with our drivers. And we are feeling well in, let's say, all the verticals that you see in the market. Either they are the financial institutes, city surveillance, military installations, defense installations, education, school, ports, airports, or whatever you can imagine. So we have experience in all of these vertical markets. Yeah, and one important message that I want to bring to you, I said we are an open platform. Open platform does mean on one side, we are open to connect to every camera or most of all the cameras that are in the market, independent of if it is an let's say a CCTV camera and CCTV IP camera, or if it is a webcam or just the camera of your smartphone. So we can connect to all of these cameras because we see all the resources or the sources that are sending us a video stream as a video resource. But Mirasys has also built up a very nice ecosystem with their VMS to be able easily to connect to mostly every third-party system. So you here see in the circle a lot of logos of well-known companies. So from the facial recognition over VCA partners, technology providers, access control, lighting, radar lasers, command and control systems, or also connecting to third-party integrators. So we are doing this in a very nice way and then in a, let's say, very cost-effective way. If you want to know more about this, please contact us so we can describe this to you in, let's say, in more sentence than I can do right now. But it's very interesting because this is really saving money if you're talking about integrations to, for example, an access control system. We are doing it in a different way, let's say in that easy way. Okay, maybe also some pros, some highlights. So we are standing for a quick and easy installation and setup. So normally within 5 minutes, the system is installed. And also the setup, the configuration of the system is done in a very small and low number of steps. So let's say normally one single server is installed and configured with, let's say, 20 cameras within a couple of hours. So there is no miracle behind this. It is well structured as you, and if you know Mirasys, most of our customers like the easiness of our system. It's very modular with a lot of features. Honestly, I'm saying very often that 95% of our features are not used by all of the customers. But if they dig or drill into the features, they like it. And they learn more and more during using our system, how to automate the system, how to make their life easier because of the feature richness that we have. Highly modular does mean that we have nearly no limitation in case of number of servers, number of users, number of cameras that can be connected, and also number of third-party systems that we can communicate to. We are pretty sure taking care of the secure of your video data and all of your data. So we have our own technology to secure our data on our hard disk, on the hard disk. And we are also pushing this very much with our camera manufacturers together, that we are encrypting the streams. We try to do this with all the manufacturers. With some of the manufacturers we already have done. We encrypt all the communication in between the servers and the users, etc. So we are investing a lot of money into making the system more and more secure and follow up the IT strategies that are today in the market. Okay. So as I said, some short sentence about Mirasys itself. So let's go through this to our Spotter V9 models and understanding our Spotter V9 licensing. So the first step is I want to introduce you to the V9 models that we have right now in our price book. Then talking about the license structure itself, this would be very quick because it's very easy. Then we will talk about the upgrading within V9 from the different models to a higher model. We are talking about upgrading older versions, and for sure we also talk about the mixed configuration between the different versions. So yeah, let's start. So with the models. All right. As you see, we have 4 different models. The first one is Spotter Base, then Spotter Pro, Spotter Enterprise, and Spotter Enterprise Plus. So in total, we are delivering a full ecosystem which gives you a cost-effective solution that is really tailored to your or your customer's requirement. So Spotter Base is really a solution that is created for home security for smaller stores, smaller restaurants, for gas stations, for example, or for, let's say, mid-size shops, single shops. So it's really a single solution. Spotter Pro is fitting into a branched solution. That means we have multiple branches that needs to be connected, not that much as in a oh, sorry, the microphone, the telephone is ringing. So we in the industries, for schools, and for regional solution. Spotter 9 Enterprise is really for retail chains with a lot of stores, maybe distributed worldwide or within Europe, within Germany or in your country. For shopping malls with different uses, different mandates, for stadiums, for example, of a global player. And then at the end, Spotter Enterprise is really something that is done, is created for city surveillance, for airports, ports, harbors, for the defense industry, or also the financial verticals, so for banks, multiple branches, etc., etc. So we drill down into the different models in detail. So Spotter Base, let's start with this. This is really an entry-level solution on an enterprise platform. Honestly, behind all of these models, the enterprise platform, there is one single platform that is only then limited by the licensing, nothing else. So this is dedicated to one server only. So you can run one server with 20 cameras and 2 concurrent users on this system. It is rich featured, so we have full camera support here, so you can connect every camera, as I mentioned before. You have the full user experience. That means Spotter, as you know it from version 8 and from version 9, is available also in Spotter Base with most of the features. We have the capability of doing continuous or motion recording. And if you know our motion recording, you know that this work is also working in the outdoor environment very well. We have our main search functions. We have full privacy. That means also facial blurring, motion shading is enabled. And also the 2 authentication mode is enabled, 2-factor authentication, 2 user passwords, whatever you can experience from version 8 is also here implemented. And you can use also the mobile spotter for Androids and for iOS. So really a starter package on an enterprise platform for a very reasonable price. Spotter 9 Pro, if you know Pro from the version 7, this is a little bit different here. So it's more enriched. So we have a mid-level platform and we have a network platform. Very interesting. We never had this before. So now you can run 3 servers with total 150 cameras, 50 cameras each per server, and 5 concurrent users in one system. So we have our network features right now here. And you have a solution that can, let's say, handle up to 3 different sites if you want to do this. So completely different to Spotter Pro or version 7 Pro in the past. So advantage is we have here full 30-party data exchange that we hadn't before as well in Spotter 7, in version 7 Pro. So you have the connectivity to third parties. You have, again, the full user experience, and you have continuous motion and event recording. That means based on events that are coming from a third party or whatever. You have the capabilities of alarm pop-up, which you do not have in Spotter Base. You have also the full privacy capabilities, and you have network storage. And it is really very interesting here, because that means you are not depending on the storage that is implemented into your servers. You can also here archive to a third-party network attached storage. So really an enrichment from version 7 Pro to version 9 Spotter Pro. Let's go to Spotter Enterprise, the enterprise platform. We have here limitations of 150 servers in one system, 250 cameras per server. I would like to see those servers who can handle 250 cameras, maybe for 25 frames per second recording. So in detail or in theory, it's not limited. And we have 10 concurrent users. And it has all the features that you know from version 8 as well. So No limitations in integration support. No limitations in the user experience. We have, in addition, audio recording and analysis. We have the multi-monitor control that you know from version 8 as well. We have the camera metadata support. That means also here, if we can receive metadata from the camera, we can use them as alarming and search for them. And you have also here the first time the video wall option. That means you know the AVM, Agile Virtual Matrix, well known from version 8, where we have decreased also the pricing. And here you can use the video wall as an option. And what is brand new as well is this V9 Spotter Enterprise platform. This is really a platform that goes beyond the limits that we had today. So you have no limit in connecting servers together. You have no limits in connecting cameras on the servers. You have no limits in concurrent users that can connect to the system at the same time. And brand new, you have VCA for every single channel. VCA on the server for every single channel. So this platform is really artificial intelligence ready for the future. So we want to develop more and more and connect more and more artificial intelligence to the system. So to get more data out of the video data, combine them together with other data, and also to search for them, to interact with them. So this is really a platform that is AI ready. We have also here the Supermaster configuration. That means if we are running unlimited number of servers, you may also be interested to install a Supermaster which handles multiple masters under his own in his own network. So this is the configuration with Enterprise Plus. So then we have also implemented VCA Core. That means against VCA Advanced and VCA Pro in the past, now it is implemented into the System Manager, our system configuration tool. So you don't need to open VCA Configurator anymore. You have also, and we have also the capability to get VCA metadata in future. That means we can build up on top of this platform also solutions like facial recognition, behavior detection, based on the skeleton information of human in the videos. So we have much more capabilities to build up our own intelligence on top of this VCA metadata than we had before. And this is really future driven. As I mentioned, we have central VCA management, and here also we have as an option the video wall. So this is really a platform we are very proud of. And if we are talking about our future, this will be the platform that we move into the future, which will be enriched much more based on the VCA information that we have right now. Okay, so again, we have V9 Spotter Base, we have V9 Spotter Pro, first network solution. We have V9 Spotter Enterprise, very similar to V8, and we have V9 Spotter Enterprise Plus, AI ready VCA for every single channel contained in the license, and you can use it however you want. Okay, let's talk about the licensing structure. We want to make it simple, and we want to save your and our time. And that's the reason why we have invested into Spotter V9. And if you are familiar with the price book, you see there are not that many options anymore. It's very simple. You have N number of cameras. You're getting from us N number of licenses, nothing else. So that means for us, it does not matter how many servers you are using and on how many servers you are distributing the number of cameras. It does not matter for us how many users you are installing. The only limitation based on the models is really the number of concurrent users, which are logged in simultaneously. And all this is based, again, still on the MAC address, on the serial number of the server. You would say, okay, this is a very old-fashioned licensing possibility. Do it on the MAC address. But honestly, we are working on this as well, and we are trying to invest also into a new licensing strategy. But actually, this is the easiest and the simplest way. If you send us the MAC addresses of the server, and if you send us how many cameras should be connected per server, then we create a license based on this MAC address. If you want to make it more secure, please send us also the information who's the end customer and what are the serial number of the servers. So we can put this also into this licensing generator, and then you are safe. Because if somebody is then stealing, for example, the license, or is cloning the MAC address or whatever, we can identify them very easily afterwards. We had some cases in the past where we could identify based on the serial number. So also, if you have your own stock, in the extranet, please fill in all the information, including end user, to make it easy for us and for you to identify if somebody is coming and is requesting, for example, an upgrade, update, or is requesting maintenance support from us, to identify, okay, this is the customer or it is not a customer. So it makes it easier for us. Again, as I said, we are working on a different license structure or on a different license model, but we are not ready with this right now. So it will come maybe in the next year. But actually, this is the simplest way to get license from us. If you have some experience, you know that if you are requesting a license from us and you're sending us the MAC address via email, you are getting it within half an hour most of the time, within the business days. Surely there are some options. The only options that we have right now are the connectors. That means pre-configured connectors to third-party solutions, and also the video wall. But that's it. Very simple. As I said, we want to make it simple. We want to save your and our time. So very simple to offer, very simple to use. Maybe a sentence about the master server, because I'm very often asked, okay, how can I license a master server? Every single server that you have in your system requires at least one camera license. That means if you run, for example, 4 recording server and 1 master server, make sure that the master server has 1 single camera license and you can create them as a master server. That is the only notation that I need to do right now. Okay, let's go through upgrading in V9. You have Spotter Base, you have Spotter Pro, Spotter Enterprise, and Spotter Enterprise Price Plus. Wow, tricky word. Okay, what is happening if somebody has bought a Spotter Base and he's growing right now his video system? It's very easy. Can very simple upgrade to Spotter Pro for a very reasonable price. I think the difference is the difference between the price of Spotter Base license and Spotter Pro license. So even also here, we are not asking for more money to get into the scenario of using Spotter Pro. So you very simple can upgrade your system from Spotter Base to Spotter Pro. And you can do the same as well from Spotter Pro to Spotter Enterprise for, again, an upgrade price, an upgrade fee per license. So if the system is growing then again and you want to use Spotter Enterprise as Spotter Enterprise Plus, you can upgrade it as well by also spending a certain fee. And then you are getting all the VCA licenses I mentioned before. So VCA for every single camera. So it is full upgradable at any time, and you save your investment. So the system can grow. You can start with Spotter Base and run through Spotter Pro to Spotter Enterprise and to Spotter Enterprise Plus if it is required. What is happening if you have an older version? So you know that we have Spot V9, V5, V6, V7 Pro, V5, V6, V7 Enterprise, and V8 Enterprise. So if you want to upgrade to Spotter 9, so for the Pro versions, there is an upgrade path to Spotter 9 Pro. There is also an upgrade path to Spotter V9 Enterprise if you want to upgrade Pro versions to Spotter V9 Enterprise. Maybe you have an installation and the customer has installed in his different branches in his different sites V7 Pro. And now he wants to have an, let's say, centralized managed system, so he can use V9 Spotter Enterprise and upgrade in a very simple way. You can also upgrade to V9 Spotter Enterprise Plus. The only thing you have to mention to your customer or you need to take care of is because of the fact that with version 8, we have changed our file system. He is losing his recordings. That means he needs to archive them first of all, and then he can use them afterwards as well. But because of the new file system, the old file system will be deleted if you upgrade. And you will get a new license. Yeah, V5, 6, 7 Enterprise to upgrade to Spotter 9 Pro does not really make sense in that case. V9 Spotter Enterprise can be upgraded, V9 Spotter Enterprise Plus can be upgraded. And also here again, pay attention because the recordings are lost and you are getting a new license. If you are talking about V Enterprise, again, Spotter 9 Pro does not make any sense. You can also upgrade to V9 Spotter Enterprise, to Enterprise Plus, and you are getting a new license. No recordings are lost because it's the same file system. And the interesting thing is, if you have version 8 Enterprise, including some VCA licenses for some of the cameras, the VCA license can be taken over and also the configuration is taken over. So that's very important. Although we have a different VCA structure here, the VCA configuration is taken over. Okay, let's move to mixed configuration. So we have again slaves here of V5, V6, V7, V8 Enterprise, V9 Enterprise, and V9 Enterprise Plus. And we have a master V6, V7, V8, V9 Enterprise, and V9 Enterprise Plus. What's not going to happen is that a V5 Enterprise slave can be connected to any master that is higher than version 6. Version 6 can be connected to version 6 slaves, and version 5 slaves can be connected to a version 6 master. The same is happening also on version 7 master. Version 7 master can connect to version 6 slaves and version 7 slaves. Version 8 master can be connected to version 6, 7, and 8 slaves. And then it is the same here for version 9. Version 9 can be connected from version 6 to version 9 Enterprise slaves. And then version 9 Enterprise Plus can be connected to all of these slaves except the version 5 slave. So again, here you have a full operability with all the older versions. If you are running slaves with older versions, you can connect to the latest master server, and you have also the features or the functionalities of the spotter, the version 9 spotter, that you can use also with the older slaves. So again, it is securing, it's saving your investment. So that was a very quick overview about our Spotter V9 models, about the mixed configurations, about the upgrade paths within version 9, about the upgrade paths from version 5, 6, 7, 8 to version 9 and version 9 Enterprise Plus. And it was also, let's say, a very simple information about how we are licensing, because it's very easy. So the final but important messages are, no, come on, yeah. V7, that's very important, is going end of life in March 2021, so within the next 4 months. We want to invest into the next version, version 10. We want to invest into also pushing version 9 and also continuously working on version 8. So we do not invest anymore into version 7. So version 7, honestly, is really going end of life in March 2021 and is going in end of support 1 year later. So very important for you. If you have customers or you still have a version 7 or version 6 or still version 5, which are running in the market, please contact us and ask us for, let's say, a good price for upgrading it for version 2 to version 9. So we can do it however you want. There is no issue and it's not that expensive, honestly. And also the support asked me, if you need really support, please contact this https://support.mirasys.com and open a ticket there so that we can help you. So I'm receiving very often calls, and our sales are also receiving calls that we should deliver support to them. You can do this directly with our support@mirasys.com. Yeah. And so we are coming to the end, the Q&A session. So I'm looking into this right now. The first question is, where can the Spotter mobile for iOS devices be downloaded? My iPhone finds only Spotter 7. Yeah, in the store, iPhone store, I think, Apple store is it? I think there are all the versions available. And normally the latest version is available in this store, so you can download it there. If you have any trouble with this, or if you have any trouble in running it on your iOS, because of the fact that you may have an older version or the latest version or whatever, please contact us, contact the support. They can provide you with the right download. Then next question is okay, I'm publishing this. Okay, is there any way to test the software? Yes, either you can contact us via email on sales@mirasys.com and request a demo. So we are sending you a download link so that you can download the software and you can run it with one camera without license, demo license. Or if you want to have more cameras to be tested, then we can also provide you with a demo license. Then we need your MAC address of the server, and then we send you a demo license for 30, 60, or 90 days with the number of cameras that you need. Second option is really go to mirasys.com, our homepage. There is also a demo request button. And if you click on this demo request button, you fill in your name, your email address, your telephone number, the company, the country you are located, and then you automatically are getting a download link for downloading the demo software. If you have any questions about using the software, please contact your representative in your country or contact us at sales@mirasys.com via email and ask us to help you. Then we will forward you to the right sales guy, or we will contact you directly via from our support team. Is there also a change on server sizing if customer upgrade to V9? I think the question is related of if we need to change the server hardware or if we also need to upgrade the server. I would say it is very important to read the installation manuals first of all, or there is a document in our extranet that we can provide to you as well, where the minimum hardware specification is mentioned, and also the operating system, because I know version 5, 6, and 7 were working with also Windows 7. and Windows 8. And today we are working on Windows 10 Pro and IoT version, and also on the server versions. So I would say in that case, consult us and ask us, give us the information what the old hardware is containing, what is the specification of the old hardware and the old operating system, and then we can tell you, okay, you can run Spotter 9 or you can't. So my experience is in this is if you run Spotter 8, version 8, no issue. If you run version 7, 64 bits, normally on a latest operating system, also here there is no issue. The only issue or the only problems you are getting is if you add more cameras because of the drive throughputs maybe, and the capacity of the CPU if you have an older CPU. Or if you run, for example, VCA on the server, then we really need to recalculate how much this is stressing your CPU and maybe also the GPU if you're using NVIDIA cards inside. So, but normally the system is let's say, from the specification very relaxed. So I'm running here servers in my demo system, which are 8 years old with Spotter version 9 Enterprise Plus, and they are still working. So it really depends on the performance of the servers, but normally the software itself is not, let's say, more stressing the system than a version 7. So I do hope this is answered. Otherwise, please contact us. Do we get any calculator from Mirasys mean server sizing and cameras? Yes, we are working on this. As you know, in the extranet, there is no calculator right now. So because the calculator was very old-fashioned, we are working on this. It takes some time. What I'm doing in the mid-time is really if I have, let's say, a very tricky calculation with VCA, I'm involving my maintenance, my support team, Tero and his team, because they have the experience. They will discuss this with the developers, and I'm quickly getting an answer. So I propose this to you as well. Do it with us. Based from the storage point of view, drive throughput point of view, I'm using personally an application calculation app on my smartphone right now, which is very good. So there's one very sophisticated calculator. I can tell you what it is right now. It is called CCTV calculator. This is a very nice tool to calculate storage and also the throughputs, the network load of different cameras. It gives you a very lot of information which you can use. But honestly, again, we are working on our own calculation tool based on our own hardware, where we are also changing some hardware right now. So give us some time and we will have it ready. Yeah, then there is a question. Have Mirasys upgrade the Mirasys mobile spotter applications? As far as I know, I'm not deep in this situation right now, but we have done the latest upgrades of the iOS spotter and also on the Android spotter. So yes, we have it. If you need more detailed information about this, please also contact our support. That can help you in any kind of those questions. With version 9, okay, this was behind this. Yes, with version 9 is working also with the mobile apps for sure, because it has the same software structure as version 8. Oh, I got some cookies, so advanced season is very nice to me. So I do hope you are getting them as well. Okay, have Mirasys upgrade Mirasys mobile spot application? Okay, I answered this question already. Is there any change of server sizing? This I answered also. Last question I hear on customer demand. If we upgrade to version 9, VCA AI are changes or that same version 8, because version 9 have VCA inside the system manager. All right. Yeah. In version 8, we have used version VCA Pro and VCA Advanced model. These are completely different models. VCA Core has a different structure. That's the reason why we're also talking about future AI and metadata. So it delivers metadata. It also delivers a rule engine inside VCA configuration. So you can already create rules with the different triggers within VCA. And then VCA Core is also, and this is also different to the older VCA, the V8 VCA, is using the CPU of NVIDIA cards. So if you have an NVIDIA card in your server, P1000, P4000, we are using this VCA, GPU to run VCA. So it is not stressing then the CPU anymore and is giving you better performance on your servers. So there is a difference between Spotter Enterprise Plus VCA and Spotter 8 V8 VCA. So if you have, let's say, an VCA on V8, you should use Spotter 9 Enterprise, or we do it, let's say, case by case with VCA. Sorry, I'm mixing it right now with V9 Enterprise Plus, and then we can discuss the pricing for that. Okay, I do hope this answers your question. Okay. Yeah, you mean GPU. Yes, right. Yeah, this is the GPU instead of CPU. What happened to your HTML5 integration? A question. That's a good question. We are evaluating right now, as you may know, that we have version 8.5, which is a very limited version for specific customers, which is running HTML5 clients. So we are evaluating right now, and I think this is done very quickly until end of this year, I do hope, that we will have, let's say, a specific master server solution for HTML5 clients. That means that version 9 Enterprise and Enterprise Plus are able to run the HTML5 clients. So we are not really know how we are doing this, in what package we are putting it into, and what the pricing will be. But there will be, let's say, a special, not limited, but a special edition in addition to Spotter 9 Enterprise and Enterprise Plus that allows you really to use the HTML5 client, means browser independent user client on the V9 Enterprise and V9 Enterprise Plus. So it will be a very interesting time in January if we are launching a couple of new things. So this is not the only thing, as I can promise to you. So 2021 will be a very interesting year for everybody of us, especially for Mirasys, because we will bring a lot of new features, new technologies to you. So it would be very kind to have you as a follower in our public networks. Okay, these are all of the questions as far as I can see. All right. So then I thank you for attending this webinar. It was a longer stuff right now, but it is a lot of information. So you can review this, you can share this with your customers also, because we are publishing it within the next days on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and then you can share it with your customers or your colleagues or whoever. So we would be happy to get some positive thumbs for this. And I want to pronounce the next webinar. It will be an annual wrap-up short before Christmas, I think on the 22nd of December. So then we will wrap up what has happened this year, what will be the outlook in 2021 based on Mirasys as a company, us as a team, And also that's especially that's very important based on our VMS. What do we have in our portfolio? What do we have in our mind? We want to share this with you. We want to share with you our experience also in the future more and more. So a very interesting webinar, and it will be, let's say, a little bit Christmas shiny because 2 days before Christmas. So be impressed, be surprised, and I'm very glad to see you on the 22nd of December for the special Christmas edition. So thank you again for attending. I wish you a very nice Advent season with you, with your family, with your friends, and wherever you are, stay healthy in this pandemic situation. Cheers, bye-bye.